Hello, hello, it's me, Oriel here, and today we are back once more with Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. That's a Poogie right there, and I'm here to continue the story where we left off last time. Give me just a second here as I hit the capture right here. And good. Okay, so I'm here with Persevere, and we're going to talk to Xantheo to try and figure out what we're supposed to do following the events that we did of rescuing the people from the Tower of Zot. We got all the stuff that we need to pursue the Telophoroi in Garlemald themselves, and we're going to see whether or not we want to do that. I was told to expect you. As you may or may not be aware, the Admiral is at present entertaining the Elder Seed Seer and the Sultana. The three of the most powerful women in the world, myself included, in the world in one room. Do you need a moment to prepare, or shall I show you to them? Let's get in there. Now, I'm not gonna do specified voice acting for them if my throat starts acting up, because they canonically have three very different voices, and it'll be hard to try and mimic their voices if they're doing banter between themselves. So I'll try, but don't expect the best. My apologies for calling you away from Charlene at such short notice. On the contrary, we are honored and grateful, and pleasantly surprised to be joined by such esteemed company. 'Twas only right that this discussion be conducted in person. We are locked in a war of attrition. Our forces struggle to contain the threat posed by the towers, and it is only a matter of time before we are overwhelmed. Victory will only be claimed through decisive action, and we have taken the initiative to set the wheels in motion. It is reassuring to learn we are in accord. But might I ask what your plan entails? It hinges entirely on the warding scales and our ability to utilize their potential to the fullest. During your time in Charlene, the allied nations have been engaged on separate fronts, with no end in sight. To make matters worse, a surge in abductions of Kabold, Sahagin, Ixal, and Ananta have given rise to an increasing number of primals as well. But your triumph in Razat Han has given us cause to hope once more. The time has come to free ourselves of this menace, and it is you, the signs of the seventh dawn, who have shown us the way. While the bulk of our forces will continue to hold the Telophoroi at bay, we will dispatch our finest to strike at the enemy's heart, Garlemald. These brave few will be at the Ilabod contingent. To think such progress has been made in such short a span. Its objectives are twofold. The first is to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. As previously reported, countless Imperial soldiers and civilians have been tempered, robbed of their free will. They serve the Telophoroi's every whim without question. They too are victims. It is our duty to deliver them from their suffering, not for strategic or political gain, but because it is the right thing to do. I do not ask that we set aside the decades of conflict and conquest, that we simply choose to forgive and forget. I only ask that in choosing to remember, we do not also forsake our compassion and morality. For without that, there can be no reconciliation, only death without end. Aye, on that we can all agree. Our second objective is the colossal tower that Thancred and Urianger observed in the capital. Though its purpose remains unclear, there is reason to believe the smaller spires are merely a precursor of what is yet to come. Until the Tower of Zot was toppled, we failed to make any headway, though the same can be said of the Telofroi. They are certainly in no rush to press further into our lands. I'd wager the Spire's primary purpose is to divide and keep us occupied, while they work towards our annihilation. This would appear to be substantiated by Stola's analysis of the tower's influence on ethereal currents. Based on her observation inside the Tower of Zot, the spires siphon ether from the land, consuming it to maintain their form. However, they draw forth far more than is required for this task alone. The excess of ether remains unaccounted for, but we can be sure it is not being harnessed for our benefit. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if it was being redirected to the larger spire in the capital. There's a logic in that. Regardless, once we have uncovered the truth, will bring their schemes crashing down, along with their infernal towers. That's all well and good, but what would you do? What would you have us do? I assume it's more than handing over the scales and being on our way. We want you and your scales to join the Ilabard contingent. Consider it an official request from both the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance. Do you accept? Perhaps you should be the one to answer that. Mm. For the people of Garlemald. Couldn't have put it better myself. Ishtola and Thancred and Urianger have pledged their support and are on their way to meet the rest of the contingent. They were positive you would come to the same decision as they did. Luckily for all involved, their prediction was correct. Once you have delivered the warring scales to Alamigo, the contingent will embark on its journey to Ilabard. Rauban and Lord Americ are overseeing preparations, so I suggest you make yourselves known upon our arrival. Pack warm clothing, furs, and the like. Without it, the cold will do you in before the Telofroi so much as draw steel. As for us, we'll keep the enemy busy while you're gone. They're not the only ones who can create a diversion. Now go. Safe in the knowledge Eorzea will be as you left it. Better or better upon your return. So we got our plan. What do you say, Besky P? I'm looking at you. Anyways, to Alamigo we go. So our plan is to group up and head out to Garlemald. One of these days I'll learn how to fly here, but today is not that day. I mean, look at this. Just an ether current right here. I know this is about they're changing up the placements of ether currents, but having it slap here feels almost like an insult. Kind of wild, man. And how did Namazu already get there? They were standing still. They didn't have a mount. They weren't flying. The heck? Ah, the Wanderer's return. You've been busy bringing down a tower and producing the keys to destroying the rest of them. You should be proud. Those warding scales of yours are what's made this whole venture possible. Will you and Lord Amric be leading the contingent? Regrettably, no. Our role is to organize the various delegations into a cohesive unit. Once we have seen you all off, it's back to our respective posts. We dare not neglect our duties for too long, lest our defensive efforts fall into disarray. And just between us, there's a fair amount of opposition to the formation of the Islebar contingent. The very suggestion that we send out some of our finest troops behind enemy lines to render aid unto the Garleans has made me rather unpopular in certain quarters. Can't please them all. Sadly not, though I do my best. Truth be told, I'd much rather be at your side, charging into the fray. Alas, I've battles of my own to fight, where words may serve me better than any blade. I hate to say it, but Lord Emiric's struggles mirror my own. For the time being, the best we can offer you is the peace of mind from knowing Eorzea is in safe hands. As you fight for the good fight in Islebar, I and the other commanders will do what we can excuse me, to convince the naysayers. Sorry, I had a bit of onion. That our cause is just. Thank you, both of you. You and your stank breath. We meet again. Oh my god, that stinks. Word of your exploits traveled quickly. From what I gathered, the protective talismans you obtained led to the information of the expeditionary force. My contribution on this occasion is but a mere one. Minor one. That being the information I have shared with Maxima. For the sake of the people of Garlemald, may the fates be on your side. So you're not coming with us? Strange. I thought you'd have a stake in this. I do. The Telafroi have laid waste to my homeland and enslaved my people. But though every mote of my being cries for vengeance, I cannot be the one to deliver it. My presence alone would place the entire mission in jeopardy. I stand accused for murdering Emperor Varys and plunging Garlemald into chaos. Were I to travel with the Islebar contingent, it would give my countrymen ample cause to question our motives. Conversely, those who believe me innocent may instead celebrate the return of a former legatus and attempt to raise me to a position of leadership, the further destabilizing the region and complicating the contingent's mission. Whether I am branded a villain or hailed as a hero, I would only hinder your efforts. We will deliver your people from harm in your stead. For what it's worth, you have my gratitude. You and your comrades have the strength and courage to deliver my countrymen. I am certain of it. In light of Guy's rather unique circumstances, I instead will assume the role of your guide. Though I may have defected for political reasons, my love for Garlemald endures. I would stop at nothing to protect her and her people. Well said. May I ask you to escort our friends inside? You might even bump into an old acquaintance or two, and if I don't see you again ere you depart, may the Fury guide and protect you. All of you. The other members of the Islebar contingents are gathered in the royal palace. I shall inform them of your arrival, so please make your way inside as soon as you are ready. Regardless of how my countrymen receive you, the cold will not treat you kindly. Underestimate it at your peril. Ah, the remaining members of the Science. Your friends and most of the Alabar contingent await you within. Would you like me to see you through? To get from the element of bat. I'm sorry, I just need to stop this here, but I remember seeing that exact scene right there on Twitter. But someone they modded the game where instead of people do the ballroom dance that you just saw there, they instead do orange orange justice. So that cutscene would just have a, a modeling doing orange justice in front of everyone right there. Oh my god. I want to, if I can, I want to find that mod someday. And just orange justice on people in the game. Oh. Oh. I dare say your fancy footwork may be all that stands between us and certain doom. Those three in the background are just statues. They're just completely still, not even breathing. What is up with you three? Are you okay? For you. I, on the other hand, can turn back any second I want. So, boo boo to you. Besides the delegates assembled here, the Malja and several other tribes offered to send troops of their own. Unfortunately, due to their physiology, many would struggle simply to survive in the harsh climate of Ilsabard. That really took a second there. They would also likely prove tempting targets for abduction by the Telothroi. All things considered, they can better aid the cause by bolstering our defenses in Eorzea. though their eagerness to do more has been noted. We few shall have to suffice. Ere we embark, we must distribute the warding scales to our comrades. Care to do the honors? Warding scales for the Ishgardian delegation, I take it? Many thanks. These talismans may prove to be the deciding factor in the battles to come. I find myself conflicted by this foray into Garlemald, sent by the Empire to infiltrate Ishgard, only to throw in my lot with those whose secrets I was supposed to be stealing. And now I lead a mission to save the countrymen I betrayed. But that is doubtless why I was chosen by Lord Aemeric. He would have me put my extensive knowledge and former ties to good use. I will not disappoint him. For the future of Ishgard, Garlemald, and the world at large, I will lead us to victory. That a set of warning scales I spy. Not that I would know what they look like. You get one. Wow, look at these. Even a layman like me can tell they're bursting with ether. All the better to fend off the tempering waves? Is that the right term? Anyway, these will give us one less thing to worry about, which just leaves the other mountain of whatever else is waiting for us in Garlemald. Only one way to find out, eh? And nervous or not, I'd march through all 7 hells if it gave me a chance to put Xenos back in the grave where he belongs. I hear you've got something for us. Ah, them scales everyone's been talking about. Pretty little things, ain't they? Reckon they'll be worth a gil or two when this is all over, but we'll hold on to them for now. And one more thing. I know what you're all thinking. Why didn't they send Einzar instead? Buggered if I know. All the Admiral and Captain Hilfier told me was they needed someone to help, safeguard the future. And here I am. Can't say they haven't got a sense of humor. Course, some of you might be wondering what a good pirate is on dry land in the middle of the sodden snow of all places. Well, me and my crew'll do whatever needs doing. So let's set sail, or whatever the saying goes on airships. Yes? So, these are the famed warding scales. Enough for me and my men, I see. Under normal circumstances, I would not be allowed to travel outside of the Twelves Wood. The Elder Seedseer, however, has granted me special permission. She has bidden me lend my magics to the people of Garlemald, while leaning all I can in their ways. In so doing, I will become closer to understanding myself and my place in the world. Or so she says. I say it is past my time. I say it is past time our allies benefited from the power of the Elder Seedseer's disposal. I'm sorry. Some bemoan that our light under a bushel, and I intend to address that criticism. I'm sorry, that Freudian slip. uh, we heard it would be cold in Garlemald, so we came prepared. Oh, the talismans. We're to keep these close at all times, yes? I'll see that no one misplaces theirs. Uh, and before I forget, I have a message from Hien. In distant lands, in times of strife, together stand, together fight. In darkness shines the light of life. I hope I have done his words justice. Doma, much like much of Othard, has been plagued by the towers. Yet while he could not be here, he wished to express his shared conviction. He and Yugiri, my God, what was that? Yugiri labor without rest and to unite the people, and with their aid will keep the enemy at bay. I think I need water. I'm catching myself messing up words. Kind of cringe. Okay, that's better. And we of the Steppe and the Eastern Alliance will repay their efforts by ending this war. Do you have any warding skills for me too? No. Suffer. Thank you for this, and for going to such incredible lengths for the sake of my people. Though I have little to offer in return, I would impart some advice, if I may. You have been told by many to wear the coat of Ilsabard, and I cannot stress enough that this is no token warning. I will be distributing specially made warming tinctures, courtesy of the Alchemist Guild, but understand that they are no substitute for proper protection. I leave provisioning of said protection to your discretion. Now, let us proceed to the Almigan Quarter. While you make your final preparations, I will have the pilots ready the airships. This is our last chance to make ready before we set forth. You needn't worry about Urianger and I. We will have what we wore in Garlemald before. Estinian claims to be quite warm and toasty beneath his armor, and since he spent a fair bit of time up north recently as well, I have no reason to doubt his words. Most of the others will be borrowing Grand Company stock. The rest of you could do likewise. I suppose, provided you're not overly concerned with style. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I wouldn't be seen dead in one of those ridiculous overcoats. If only I had time to find something to my liking. Hark! Is that the cry of the signs in need of a tailor, I hear? How? Thanks for the follow, Pedikin. I appreciate that. I have my ways. Oh, yes, indeed. You thought you could sneak off to Ilsabard without telling me? Nothing escapes my notice. Now, you will wear these garments I've made for you, whether you like it or not. Bet. You never cease to amaze. But why do you need a new outfit as well? Wait, are you coming with us? What? No, of course not, silly. It's all in the name of fashion. Rather, the pursuit of the highest quality fashion. Besides, how can I expect others to wear my creations if I've never worn them myself? Uh, I did have one other thing to share. That name? Ergmus and Bloomwida. Ergmus and Bloomwida. That's right, that's a name. Have finally returned from assignments in faraway lands. They'll be staying at the Rising Stones for a while to keep an eye on events throughout Eorzea. Since they'll be running things back at headquarters, I was wondering if I could lend a hand in Charlayan. Oh, why not? You can keep Kral company in the Baldessian Annex. Yes, we'd love to have you there. And I heard Ergmus and Bloomwitter did a fine job carrying on in our stead while we were lying comatose. With them in charge of the Rising Stones, we've nothing to worry about. My thoughts exactly. Also, while I'm confident you won't go collapsing again, because a certain someone who shall remain nameless isn't in a position to transport your souls to another world, if anything similarly disastrous were to happen, I'll be well positioned to do something about it. Anyway, we've got a few things to take care of, and then I'll make my way to Charlene. I really do hope these new clothes are enough to keep you warm in Garlemald. It's not much, but it's still the only thing I can offer that I can do for you. Other than pray for your safe return, which I will, every day. Let's not keep the contingent waiting any longer. Here are your winter woolies, handcrafted by yours truly. Man, I have to kneel down so much. Okay, so let me just make sure everything is right here. And just for the sake of this thing here, that's not what I'm gonna put. Where is it at? Where is it at? Here, here it is. Okay, the one time. I'm told the airship pilot has been sent to meet you. Ah, there he is. All right, this is where we go our separate ways. Do be careful, won't you? It's an honor to finally meet you. We're off to Garland Ironwork. We of the Garland Ironworks will be ferrying you and your contingent across the mountains and into Garlemald. Many of us will be something of a homecoming. For many of us, it will be something of a homecoming. Our illustrious founder was only our most notable Imperial defector. For that reason, the company is committed to the success of this expedition. Our resources are at your disposal, and if there's aught we might do to be of further assistance, please do not hesitate to ask. If you're ready to depart, I will ready the engines. We're going to meet Santa. Oh, my lips are white. What the heck? That's actually kind of funny. Meanwhile, at the Imperial Supply Depot, wait. Wasn't there another Viera just beside him a second ago? Where'd the other one go? Am I seeing things? Oh, okay. She's right there. Oh, had me a bit worried there. Assuming there is nothing else you wish to confirm, we may commence the mission as soon as you are ready. Hold on. He's a bit too close for my liking. Nope. Fellow was about to choose violence. This shouldn't spot me. Just wait for this to pass. That should be okay. Hit it. Okay. Bewilderment bomb. Dog is down. set. Everything is good.
This is accurate. The explosives are in place. Head to the control terminal. It should be to the northwest. Understood. Have the others wait at the rendezvous point.
Come on. Wait for this match check to pass. Gonna jump her over there. But I gotta wait for this match check to pass first. Okay. This here is a bit of a trap here. Wait for this to get out of the way, and then I jump this guy. This woman. Okay, she is down. That guy's over there. Get this guy. And back up once more. Gives me time to charge up. And go as soon as this thing moves. I can't see. Yeah, I knew I wouldn't have time to hit the switch. And thank goodness that guy doesn't look to the left. Now. And let's make our way out. I'm thinking for a second here. Wouldn't that kill all of the people that I put unconscious by the Magitech? Because I think that would kill them. And we're here trying to not take lives. I don't know, sounds a bit sus.
Looks like we ain't the only ones who sent out scouts. Keep them away from the carriages. We lose those, and we're as good as dead.
This should be easy to deal with. Come closer.
A fine display, but the other carriages are still in danger. Go on ahead. We'll hold the line. We're the only ones still struggling. How have we put our backs into it then? I've been itching for a good scrap.
Hello? Better. Oh, hey there. Oh? Meanwhile, on the front line,
Removed from the field was not a euphemism for enthusiastically murder.
that sounds like a personal issue.
Nothing that won't heal in time. The trouble is, their tempering has made them utterly tame. Subduing them would be easier if they had the capacity to submit in the first place.
Well, this is the path our young charges have traveled and that we all agreed to follow. You knew it would be hard, yet still you pledged to along, did you not?
That I did.
That's Virgilia. Damn it. I need to help the others take her down.
There's no end to them!
I was wondering when you'd turn up. There's no stopping us now. Come on, let's show them what we're made of.
We have them now! Forward!
Right! Let them have it!
As a raging bull!
What'd that do? Did it just kill the dogs?
That path! Virgilia!
Do not fall behind!
Hey, what's good? What's good? Ooh. I almost got you. And everyone just went boom. It is what it is. That's how Mafia works. Oh, rest in peace.
That was the last of them. The day is ours, thanks to your timely arrival. What's the supply caravan? Outmaneuvered, but not outmatched. Good. Let us take the Imperials into custody and rejoin our comrades. And soon arrive at the capital.
Ilsabard, Garlemald.
Not so much as a whisper.
The roads leading beyond the city walls would have been used less in recent years. Nevertheless, this was one of the most important gateways into the capital.
How buzz day and night with activity, aye. Merchants passing through the checkpoint, many of them stopping at the local hospital.
Surely they cannot all have been tempered.
We can consider the question after we have made camp. If we spend any longer outside, we may well freeze to death where we stand. The tempered Imperials, too.
This will be our temporary base of operations. Secure shelter for ourselves and the injured, and dispatch scouts to survey the surrounding area.
If we're planning on staying here a while, we ought to give this place a proper name.
The constant sound of ice cracking underfoot makes me think of broken glass. An apt name, perhaps. But enough of this. To work, everyone.
Camp Broken Glass. Don't mind the spinning flying lion. That's just how Mafia works. In spite of the obstacles we faced, our plan proceeds apace. Just a little farther and we will reach the capital itself. Still, we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. As soon as the camp has been made fit for purpose, we are to discuss a course of action with Lucia. Would you mind asking Erstola and Graha to join us in that building to the northeast of the camp? Alize and I will meet you there. That's where all the noise is coming from, in case you're wondering. A meeting? Yes. I'll make my way over once my head has cleared. In truth, I've been feeling out of sorts since we arrived. The air is thick with a palpable aura of malevolence. 'Tis the monstrous tower on the horizon, jagged, hideous, unholy. Even at this distance, its presence is overwhelming. Much like the sensation I felt in the Tower of Zot, only far more terrifying. Ether flows unceasingly towards it, converging into a swirling mass of unfathomable power. For a blessing, the constant chill in the air is helping to anchor my senses in the here and now. Tell the others I shall be with you in a few moments. You will be pleased to know most of the tempered have been quartered inside the nearby buildings and are receiving treatment as we speak. I do, however, feel no small amount of guilt for commandeering civilian homes. The occupants may be long gone, but everything is exactly as they left it. Considering the length of time that has clearly passed since, one would expect to find them ransacked. Strangely, there are no signs of anything having been stolen. It's possible that everyone fled at the first sign of trouble, though it seems to me they left far too many useful possessions behind. Aye, although there is no conclusive evidence, I strongly suspect they were tempered. Sorry, I was merely thinking aloud. You mentioned a meeting. I will make my way there. Hmm. You're a bad guy. Thank you for informing the others of our meeting. When everyone is here, we will begin.
Our present situation is as follows. Efforts to aid the people of Garlemald have begun in earnest. Moreover, having entered into the capital, the Imperial Palace is within our reach. But before we proceed further, we must learn what has befallen this city, for therein lies the key to understanding and combating the Telotharo's designs.
I have a suggestion, if I may. Several of the Imperial soldiers we captured on the Magna Glaciers are members of the Populares and acquaintances of mine. Once we have cured them of their tempering, they should be able to give a reliable account of the events leading to the capital's downfall.
A promising idea. I will assist the healers in their ministrations. Of course, I will require a proxy of my own, assuming you can spare it. Would you like a hand? No, I am sure we will manage. Better that you take my place in the field. The noxious ether of this place disagrees with me, and as I shall need to draw on my own for the treatment, it would be prudent for me to remain within the camp.
This talk of curing the tempered is all well and good, but I reckon the cold is a more pressing concern. All the houses round here are fitted with cerulean heaters that can keep us warm and toasty. Problem is the machines seem to have given up the ghost, and if we keep sitting around freezing our asses off, we'll be next. My smiths reckon that with the right parts, they can have them working again, but it won't be easy.
Understood. The machinists will assist them in the repairs.
The rest of us should either scan rocks or survey the area.
We have made our presence known to the Telothers. They will be certain too, if they have not already ascertained our position. That we have seen no sign of them since the battle suggests they have yet to do so. However, I suspect they may be biding their time.
Or perhaps we are beneath their notice. In any event, we find no answer standing round here. Oh,
Oh.
Don't forget about us, Alamedians. We have experienced scouts of our own.
well now, this is turning out to be a rather sizable team. With such numbers, we should be able to cover a wide area with relative ease, including that surrounding the Imperial Palace. How about you, Graham? I have a feeling we'll find a use or two for that vanishing skill.
Twould be my honour to be of service, though I doubt that you will need rely on contracts.
That leaves us three staff. As a matter of fact, I have something else in mind for the two of you and Valkyrie. Between here and the centre of the capital lies the Eblin Rhine. I would have you search the area for survivors. Your keen sense of direction, honed in your extensive travels, should prove useful in navigating the landscape.
Extensive travels is something of an understatement, but I suppose if there's nothing else that needs doing.
This too is a vital task, and I appreciate your willingness to see it done.
Oh.
You all have your duties. Let us make haste. May the Fury bless and keep you.
All gods be good. If this, if this, if it's this coat of Tataru's clothing, I dread to think how we'd fare without it. I must remember to thank her when we meet. It makes me realize too that while the people of Garlemald have spent their whole lives in these conditions, even they'd be hard pressed to survive away from the warmth of their homes. If there are any survivors, we must find them, and quickly. What ho, chums? I've been given something to do, have you? As it happens, I too have been ordered to make myself useful. Sounds like a rather tall order. Since you asked, we're to scour the Eblin Rime for survivors. What? Wander around ice fields on the off chance you'll find someone? You'd take forever to finish the job without the benefit of my expertise, or more specifically, my telescope. Come, friends, I know just the spot to begin our search. One second here. Okay, good. I'll probably regret this, but we may as well humor him. I'm about to scream at my guildmate. Oh, I see you there. You're coming to me. I think that's the S rank they were talking about. I spy with my little telescope a massive sheep thing? Or maybe it's a cow. Not what we're after either way. Is that an ether current? No, it's just a wind sprite. Other than that, it's all snow. But lo, what do I see over there? Over yon hillock? My throat being destroyed. That's a girl. A survivor? Show me. Over there, beyond that tree. It looks like she's running away from something. Though surely not us. She wouldn't even know we're here unless she had a telescope like mine. All I can tell is that she's wearing a pale green dress, a rather fetching one at that. She'll be long gone by the time we get anywhere near, but we should be able to follow her footprints. I'll let Lucia know where you're heading. Oh, and take these warming tinctures with you. The poor girl must be chilled to the bone, if not on the verge of freezing to death. That's actually very thoughtful. Thank you. But won't you need some for yourself? No, no, I'll be fine. As a man of chivalry, my honor demands I do no less. And lest we forget, the very reason we are here is to protect those in need. Now go, and Godspeed. Overbows. It's like a mixture of a sheep and a cow. Monitoring Station G. We're getting closer. I'm sure of it. At first, we thought she'd gone inside the building, but the door doesn't look to have been opened in some time. She might still be nearby, so we'll keep looking around here. Then again, it's also possible that she ran right past this place. Would you mind searching up ahead? No problem. Where's she at? There she is. I see her. Is she taking a dump behind the tree? The heck is that? Damn, caught her at a bad time. Basically, just follow her, be sussy, but don't get caught. Now, being as tall as I am, I'm surprised if I don't get seen from just hiding. Let's not be right by her. She's walking, so it can't be too close. She'll notice my footsteps. Hide here. Hmm? Hide behind this rock here. is okay. All right, we did it. Yeah, still in one piece. Amogus. Who are you? Stay back. This house is packed with explosives. Take another step and I'll blow this place sky high. Please, we just want to talk. I'm Alpha Node. This is my sister, Alize, and our good friend Lorelei. We have no intention of hurting or taking anything from you or anyone else. I give you my word. We and our comrades have come to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. Aid? You savages are the ones responsible for all this. You did this to us. We didn't, I promise you. One of the other reasons we came was to find out what had happened here, in fact. The Talafroi are the ones to blame. They're the ones who laid waste to Garlemald, and they won't stop until they've destroyed the entire world. They're the enemy. Our enemy. On our way. Sorry, frog in my throat. On our way, we encountered Imperial soldiers who had been made their thralls. Those poor souls are now in our care, and we are striving to cure them of their affliction. You're the first person we've met who wasn't already enslaved. How are you able to escape the Talafroid's influence? Are there any others like you? I'm sorry, I don't mean to overwhelm you. Let's start with introductions. Can you tell me your name? I. My name is Asinia. As for how I've managed to stay sane, I've been asking the same question ever since that night and the terrible roar. And that terrible roar. And then the screams. I was screaming too, I think. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Then came the silence. Everything was still. It was like waking up from a nightmare. I thought that maybe the fighting had stopped, so I stepped outside. If your hells are real, I saw one that day. I ran past friends, people I know all my life, eyes vacant, dead, staring at the sky. Others were mad and violent. I saw them struggle with soldiers, but didn't stay to watch. I fled as far as my legs could take me. Do you have family here? Is this a home? No, this is Victor's Spoils, a mansion for retired soldiers. Or it was, but now me and my few others are borrowing it. As for the explosives, I was making that up. I just wanted to keep everyone else safe, and I didn't know if you were. The truth is, our supplies are running low. You said you're here to help. Can you? Of course. Whatever assistance we can provide, we will. Thank you. I better tell the others first, though. Wait here. This is everyone. The senior said you can be trusted, but these are desperate times. We'd be fools to let foreign troops into our home. Having said that, were you to provide us with a means of heating the place as a sign of goodwill, perhaps we could take you at your word. If that's too much to ask, then leave us be. Time to put my firework gathering skills to use. Can you provide the spark with a little magic, Alize? We'll have a fire burning in no time. May we build it under the gazebo? The what? Oh, you mean the bower. Yes, yes, do as you will. Hmm? Sorry, I'm still finding it hard to come to terms with all that's happened. Now that you're here, though, I'm hoping things might change for the better. You know, I've worked up quite a sweat from all that running about, so I'll leave the space around the fire for the others. As you can tell, they're in a far worse state than me. We're planning to. We're planning to look for somewhere warmer or with more food, but they're not going anywhere until we nurse them back to health, which I don't know how to do. Is there anything you can do to help them? Okay. I can treat the frostbite and their wounds, but it will take time for the fire to do its work. Now, now would be a good occasion to make use of a Mannerlane's tinctures, the ones that can warm the body from the inside out. Would you make sure everyone gets one? The numbness is beginning to subside, though I suspect once the fire dies, it will return with a vengeance. Being gifts from the notoriously unreliable Manderlane, it is highly doubtful this concoction will have the intended effect. If only there were willing and, more importantly, unwitting volunteers on whom to test it. Warming tincture? I've never had such a thing. And no harm in trying. But tell me, have you heard aught of the city? Though calling it that seems absurd after what's happened. It's nothing but ruins now. A few buildings still standing offer no more than meager protection from the wind and snow. Food production, water purification, the magitech that sustained us has come to a grinding halt. What machina that remains operational cannot be run for lack of ceruleum. Of course, ceruleangens is full of stuff. For all the good it does us, no one here knows the first thing about extraction or refinement. All is well. Yes, never better. Oh, what silly libation is this? Is it poison by any chance? 'Twas a joke, a joke. If I laugh, 'tis that I may not weep, so said the poet. And alas, my tears would freeze on my cheek ere they fell. We are the blessed damned, to bear witness to the fall of a great empire, while our brethren lie dead or live as the puppets of flesh. First came the war, then came the roar. When morning came, Garlemald was no more. In a cacophony of gunfire, explosions, and screams was our beloved capital razed to the ground. From the rubble rose the disheveled remnants, their lavish finery caked in ash as they shuffled mindlessly towards the palace, each bearing a fragment of stone or metal, an offering, perhaps, to the architect of our destruction. A hopeful few tried to reason with the deranged, only to be beaten for their kindness. But I knew better than to plead with the horde. I fled with my health, if not my conscience preserved. Now I await with my fellow cowards for our final judgment. What do you want? A tincture? May as well drink it, I suppose. This is a radio. You don't have them where you come from, I take it? We use them to listen to messages sent by others, even over great distances. There are different types, but this model is by far the most popular. Made of quality components crafted with the finest ore. Sourced from Locus Ammonius, it is. Not at all useful since the capital fell into ruin. The people at the broadcasting station must have either fled or ended up like all the others. Because all we've been hearing is the same music, being played over and over again. Home beyond the horizon, an ode to the brave men and women sent to reclaim our ancestral land, Locus Amoenus. Definitely not Sussus among us. We may have founded an empire in these frozen wastes, but we always hope to take back what was once ours. 'Tis a solemn reminder that though we must suffer great hardship, better days will surely come. And despite everything, I believe that Emperor Varys yet lives, and that he speaks to us through our radios. It was a cunning strategy, faking his murder. He must have foreseen this catastrophe and chosen to conceal himself, that he may one day make his triumphant return. Yes, yes, I'm sure of it. Emperor Varys would not be defeated so easily. Bet. What's that? So this is what you gave the others. Thank you for I'll save it for later. Actually, I have a few things to ask you. Are you part of the group staying in Laterum? I saw Legatus Vergilia's troops heading towards the Magna Glacies a few days ago. Are they the ones you encountered? Camp Broken Glass, you call it. And Vergilia and her men are all there now. Hmm. So, how did you reach the Magna Glacies? Did you cross the mountains on foot? Airships. Then there might be a way to. Licinia? Where is everyone? Uh, is something the matter? A voice from inside, you say? You must be imagining things. Everyone's out here. Perhaps a baby Amalsti has found its way into the house. It wouldn't be the first time. Without the soldiers to scare them off, wild animals have been roaming closer to the settlements. Some have been known to attack people, too. I've just had an idea. If you and yours are strong enough to defeat Alligatus, then surely a few beasts shouldn't pose a threat. If you don't mind to continue helping us, perhaps you could head to the other side of the lake. There's a small group of tappers living there, people whose job was to extract ceruleum. They still do, from what we can tell. I've already tried asking if they would share their fuel with us, but they're not willing to give it away. They want food in exchange. Lots of food. And that's something we don't have and can't get on our own. On top of that, to even reach their den, we'd have to make our way past all those creatures. Would you be willing to go in our place? We only need enough ceruleum to last until the others are strong enough to travel to your camp. If the others still stand, that is. Oh, and I don't expect you to give up your own supplies, but there might be another way to pay the tappers. You'd best watch out for baby Amalstes while we're away. Hmm? Oh, yes, of course. If any, I'll be sure to shoo them away. To reach Tapper's Den, you'll have to cross the lake. The ice is thick enough to support a person's weight, but if you'd rather not take the risk, you'll need to take the long way around. Finding the entrance is a bit tricky too, so it's easier to just look for someone standing guard outside. However, you decide to head however you decide to head there, please be careful. I'm not sure what else the tappers might need besides provisions, though I dare say that capable fighters like yourself can offer them other forms of compensation, calling dangerous beasts, that sort of thing. Alright, Darion, let's go. Shouldn't be too far. Yeah, just a straight line. Anyways, I hope you guys have been enjoying the stream so far. I've been trying my best to try and keep things concise. And I'm trying to get back into the flow of streaming. I've been taking a bit of a vacation from streaming. I did do a stream yesterday, but I unpublished it due to the technical difficulties I experienced. But there is going to be another art stream, so don't worry about that. Who goes there? How would you find us? What do you mean I stand out like a sore thumb? If the pure bloods over at Victor Spoil hadn't given away our location, you'd have never found us. Those stuck-up arseholes. Though thought they could come waltzing in here, demanding cerulean with nothing to offer in return. Looks like the boot's on the other foot now the capital's gone to crap. So they resort to sending you to negotiate? I know your game, Sellsword. If they think we'll give in to intimidation, they've got another thing coming. Do that again. No, you're not dead yet. Now stay out of my way. There you are. Just after you left, Licinia asked me to go and catch up with you, in case you needed a hand. Someone must have let slip that I have a little experience in transporting barrels of ceruleum. So this is the tapper's den. Well then, after you. Who are you? Whatever happened to the guards? The Orosians and the rebel here to save the people of Garlemald. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why in the hells would you pass up this chance to put those Imperials to the sword? Let me guess, none of you are Garlean. You were brought here from another land. Girabania, Yangsha, Bosnia, Damaska, to name a few. Some dragged here against our will. Others fed bollocks about a better life. All to put to work extracting ceruleum. All given the esteemed title of An, placing us firmly on the bottom run of the ladder. But the old hierarchy means nothing in the new Garlemald, says we. About the only thing that's escaped more or less unscathed is cerulean ingens, still sustaining us even with our paymasters out of the picture. We hear you're experts in drawing ceruleum from the bottom of the lake, but how can you do that if it's frozen over? What do you like to know? Trade secrets, I'm afraid. At any rate, it's not as if ceruleum is used for much these days. Well, with the city in ruins, we take enough power to our heaters and save the surplus for later. And though it helps to stave off the cold, it does sort all about our hunger unless we can trade it away. Speaking of which, be sure to tell your contingent we've got ceruleum by the barrelful. If they're interested, we'll exchange it for whatever provisions they're willing to spare. We can certainly ask, but if you are all free to go now, why carry on living here? Free to go? Go where? Even if we managed to get back to our homelands, there would be nothing left for us, thanks to the Empire. And the knowledge and skills we acquired working here would be practically useless outside of Garlemald. So we're staying for the time being. Long as there's a need for ceruleum, we'll find a way to get by, even if Garlemald as we know it is gone for good. Gone for good? Regardless of what the Ilabald contingent does for the people of Garlemald, the Empire itself is already a thing of the past. For many, that would be a cause for celebration, while for others, their whole way of life have been turned upside down. After all the atrocities committed by the Empire's name, perhaps it is for the best that it is consigned to history. But what of the ordinary people, their lives, their stories? Should they be forgotten too? I suppose there'll be plenty of time to ponder that for later. For now, let's see about getting some ceruleum. Expatian. No, it's expiation. What is that? Let me see it. Oh, it replaced a skill. What was that skill that was just replaced? Spirits Within. Got it. So, you've come seeking ceruleum, have you? What? Those purebloods that Victor Spoil sent you? To turn to their enemies for help? They must be more desperate than I'd thought. And again, Lasinia's got her little sister to think about. A sister? But we only saw Lasinia and 3 men. It's possible she died from whatever was ailing her. If she needed treatment, I doubt there'd be any way to get her around here. I may have refused Lasinia at first, thinking she'd come back with something to exchange. But I can't spare them a bottle's worth of ceruleum. Consider it a reward for introducing me to the rest of your contingent. Be sure to send them our way, you hear? I can't for the life of me think why Lasinia would keep her sister a secret from us. But we can ask her about that after we've delivered the ceruleum. Come on, let's hurry back. Was that an invisible wall just now, or am I just thinking? Imagining things. You ain't gonna get me. Stop chasing me. It is pointless. GG easy, no re. Make a right, and then make a left. This horse got 6 legs, so it can climb these stairs easy. Check it. No problem at all. This isn't quite right. It's too quiet. I would have thought Alphanode would still be treating them by the fire, but they're nowhere to be seen. I'll look inside the house while you search outside. They can't have gone far. Well, given I saw people coming from here earlier. Yoink. Hey! Look what we have here. Beaten up people. How does it feel being losers? I'd teabag you if I could. They asked me to help carry supplies, but when I followed them back here, they attacked me, caught me off guard, forced me to defend myself. I fear they fared rather worse than me. You can't fool us. We know. We know what you're about. Vultures, that's who you are. Waiting for the wings for us to show Waiting the wings for us to show weakness. Then in you swoop. Here to help? What to rot? All a ploy to make us lower our guard. Let you in. Put ourselves at your mercy. Put us in chains. Steal our lands. Get your revenge. You're wrong. That's not what any of us want. Save the arguments for later. We've got bigger problems. I found empty medicine bottles and a bed that was still warm. It's true. Lucinia was hiding her sick sister inside the house. But now, there's no sign of either of them. Where are they? Where'd they go? Away from you and yours. And if you think I'll tell you, you're a fool. I'd never give up my people. We're trying to help them, you idiot. Her sister's ill. The emptied bottles prove it. So the medicine ran out, or she put it in her pockets to make it easier to carry, or to avoid the sound of clinking glass. There are beasts everywhere. How could you let them go alone? To protect them from you. You invade our homeland, tainted with the same sorcery used to slay our countrymen. A Garlean should sooner die than suffer the insult. Better for them to flee, keep their purity intact, than be corrupted by your vile magics. We were waiting for a chance to free them, since the moment you arrived. This is getting us nowhere. I cannot say how Licinia and her sister will react when we find them, but find them we must. Go on without me, both of you. I first need to tend to my injuries, and theirs. I will join you in the search after. All right, be careful. We'll do our best to find them, quickly. There's only one path out of here, so that's where we'll start. Two sets of fresh footprints. Young woman, judging by the size. This is definitely them. Come on. Wait. Let me see my footprints compared to them. Oh. Oh my god, my feet are huge. What is with these midget footprints? I mean, yeah, I'm tall, but I'm a big person, but that big? That big? Oh my god. Oh my god. My foot is bigger. Like it's 3 steps. 3 steps of their feet. Oh my god. That is scary. Oh my god. Ooh. That is something else. Like if they were two lava fells, I'd get it. But they are yours. What business do they have having feet that small? Feet for ants. Oh! The trail stops at Frozen Lake. Perhaps they've chosen this route so as not to leave footprints. I can't think of any other reason. Look at this place. It's crawling with beasts, and I can only imagine how hard it must be for her alien sisters across the ice. We could really do with Alpha Note's help, but we can't afford to wait for him. Let's split up and look for clues. Like, even Alize's feet are bigger. Look at that. And she's like, what, 12? You mean to tell me a preteen's got bigger feet than you, a full grown woman? Nope, I see another sparkly. Fresh blood. Yum. I like my blood to be sparkly. Look at it. I see bodies. How's it going? Yeah, I question. Like, were you guys walking on your heels? Do you have heels that are footprint shaped? Because that's the only reason I can understand why you have footprints that small. You'd be walking on your heels the entire time. Because your feet, your whole foot, does not match up with the footprints. Anyways, you're dead. So, L plus ratio plus you're dead. There must have been something we could have done. But what? Should we have never have come here? What would they still be alive if we hadn't? Alright, so that is gonna be ending it for today's stream. We left things on a bit of a cliffhanger of what are they gonna do next after having this whole escapade of distrust happen to Alpha Node, Alize, and myself. And we're gonna see what we're gonna do about it now that we've had to deal with this. Now that we've had to bury two sisters when they didn't need to die. They just didn't have to die. So, I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, with another stream. If not, you'll see me either on the weekend or Monday. So with that, you have been Chat. I've been Mito. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next stream. Bye-bye.